Hello people of the internet, welcome to Paint to Life, the YouTube channel where we take tiny plastic miniatures, throw some acrylic paint onto them, and breathe life into them using storytelling so that you might use them in your own campaigns, or paint along with us if you've never, or just kill some time during quarantine, because what else is there to do, right? I'm Atank, thanks for joining us, and let's get painting! Alright, let's get started. In today's episode, we are going to be painting a Dungeons & Dragons Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures Deep Cuts Edition, Wave 8, a Cloud Giant. Pretty awesome sculpt on this one, I must say. Got some cool transparency effects. I'm a super rookie painter still, but I had a lot of fun with it. Giants. In an age before humans and elves, the giants were created from the marrow of the mountains, the hot blood of the volcano, the breath of the hurricane. They all combined under one common goal, and they built an empire called Astoria. There were 6 different kinds of giants, and they all followed like a caste system, which was based on something called the Ordning. The 6 giants were as follows. Hill giants. Hill giants sprawled all over the land, subjugating lesser creatures through their brute force. Then were the stone giants and fire giants. They settled on the mountaintops and sprawling caverns beneath them, where they carved and forged the greatest works of giant art and craft. Frost giants defended Astoria with the might of their arms, not just on the chilly peaks and glaciers, but on every frontier. Cloud giants built immense floating cities and served storm giants as their strong right hands, which means the 6th and most important giant caste were the Storm Giants. Storm Giants ruled all from both above and below. They held sway over the oceans from undersea fortresses and hoarded over the land from floating castles in the sky. Alright, now the dragons had lived in Astoria since its foundation in relative peace, and that continued for generations until one red dragon named Garrix. He started to flame the fires of envy and jealousy in all of his dragon kin against what the giants had, and well, you know. Few hints of the giants' once greatness remain on the surface of Faerun, but the giants remember. They all yearn for a chance to restore themselves to the prosperity that they once had. Few cloud giants actually live in the clouds like they used to of old. They used to build these big flying floating cities and castles, but the knowledge to do that was lost in the Thousand-Year War and it's never been recovered. But there are still a few cities that are floating around up there, and very lucky clans of cloud giants get to live in them. Skylar is one such cloud giant. Middle-aged at over 200 years now, she spent her entire life maintaining and basically custodying the great cloud citadel called Skystomheim, which is translated in the common tongue as Sky Tribe Home. The de facto lord of the citadel is a 5-century-year-old storm giant named Tempest Invicta. He rules over a realm that's greater than multiple countries of humanity combined. That's how vast his empire is. Tempest Invicta had not long ago departed Skystomheim to investigate a disturbing rumor about an ancient red dragon who was awakening and who had been slumbering deep in the earth since the time of the Thousand-Year War. 3 months passed with no word, and Skylar grew frustrated and was sure something nefarious had happened to her lord. Her strict father Zephos, chieftain of their clan, reminded her that their clan's place is at the side of the throne, and they are only to don arms in defense of Skystomheim.
Leave it to our terrestrial kin to sort out his whereabouts. This is not the job of Sklyushuten,
he gravelled. But Skylar still wasn't satisfied. More months passed, and she worried that her ancestors might judge her father too harshly on his lack of action. So she pressed him again. She argued that it was the responsibility of all giants, regardless of their place in the ordering, to fight for what was right for the greatness of giant kind. Her father's blue skin changed to a deep gray. The wisps of cloud around him vanished. He looked at his daughter and commanded,
"Do not speak of things that you do not know."
Special nerd alert, Maug is Giantese for dishonor. Maug, she uttered under her breath. Enraged, he beat her to within an inch of her life. The beating was so severe, cows grazing the fields miles below started looking around aimlessly for the sound of the noise. Weeks later, Zephos declared that his only daughter would be married to a lesser-known cloud giant family amongst their clan. Her husband was a smith of minor repute. To hide his shame, the dowry that he paid this family was unprecedented in Cloud Giant history. Hundreds of thousands of gold pieces, jewelry, and art. This only emboldened Skylar, who, having recently recovered, believed that she was destined for great things. She would one-up her father by turning his wedding gift meant to establish her enslavement into something that would establish her freedom. She purchased the rarest metals and convinced her naive husband to make her a suit of armor that would make both her ancestors and descendants envious. She had the Skyforge reforge the jewelry into an ornate golden headband fortified with powerful protective magic. And finally, she offered a huge reward to any seamstress who could craft the most elegant cloak and fortify it with magics that would enhance her own innate magical abilities. Once complete, her mithril masterwork armor was as large as barding for an elephant. Her enchanted cloak, when unfurled, could cover 20 men. And her magical golden headpiece, which had once been many golden belts made for humans, had been woven together and enchanted. Now that she's got all of her fat loot on, she heads to the center of the Citadel to confront her father Zephos and all of her clan members. Hear me, Skystonheim. I, Skylar, am departing on a quest to find our Lord Tempest Invicta. When I return, those of you who helped me on this quest will be rewarded, and those who did not will be judged and found wanting. Husband, you are released from our marriage, as I did not wish it. And father, come with me to remove the dishonor you have brought in yourself, our family, and this clan, and I will forgive you, as will they. Well, Zephos strode forward. He contemplated what she had said, or at least he feigned it. He raised his morning star high above his head and slammed it into Skylar's skull. The crowd of giants that had come out to watch let a collective cry, some with smirks due to the hubris of Skylar, others horrified at the violence that they saw before them. Then, gently, her body, her armor, her cloak, all dissipated into nothingness, wisps of air. There was a flash of blue light that flew from the sky, accompanied by a sickening crunch followed by another, and then a third. 3 spheres of jagged ice the size of pumpkins had just slammed in the back of Zephos' head, one after the other after the other. His skull shattered. Morning star dropped, knees dropped, body dropped. The leader of the clan was dead. Skylar, floating high atop the buildings of the Citadel, her hair blowing in the wind, tufts of cloud around her neck and ankles, her metallic armor shining gold ornaments gleaming in the sunlight, her purple cape crackling with blue energy, and her hand outstretched. 3 icy spheres coalescing from a pauldron of ice. With an unapologetic look, she flies away into the sky, down towards the earth, and off to find her destiny. Thus concludes the second episode of Paint to Life. Thanks for watching. I hope you made it to the end. I'd love to see it. If you bought one of these cloud giants and painted it yourself, I'd love you to post a link in the comments or pictures in the comments below to see how it turned out. These Nolzur's marvelous miniatures are really fun to paint. They have so many of them and they're on, I think, wave 11 right now. So you should really look at your local gaming store when and if you can get in there to see if you can pick some of these up. I mean, I've been painting them for a while now, amongst other things. I plan to do these videos using those as typically the main source of the miniatures, with some Reaper bones every now and again and maybe some Warhammer stuff. I want to say thank you again to the Toy Trove in St. Catharines for providing the miniature that we painted today. And as I said in the introduction, if you're interested in following along with my painting process, you can click the link in the description below to watch the actual painting with my commentary. Here she is, Skylar. Those are real clouds plucked from the sky, by the way. Let's put her back up here with the others. And that's it for episode 2. I hope you had fun. I hope you could paint one too. Maybe you painted your very own Skylar like this. If so, that'd be cool. Anyways, do me a favor. Please like and subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, like it. I'm going to keep doing these. I am enjoying it for as much work as there are to do. You know, right now, what do we have to do with our spare time in quarantine? So I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much for watching. Stay safe. Wash your hands!